So I'm going to be going over our full system for big booking qualified calls on LinkedIn, and this is going to be an A to Z guide. If you've never booked a call on LinkedIn or you don't know how to book calls or create content on LinkedIn, I'm going to be going over the full guide on how you use it for myself and also for my clients. So LinkedIn is probably one of the best places to send high ticket B2B deals, but everybody is just using the same approach. You have AI content and sloppies everywhere nowadays on the feed. It's become really normal. SDRs and founders are sending generic cool DMs which have close to zero reply rates, and founders hiring ghostwriters which will get them likes, comments, but really no revenue from their content. And LinkedIn gurus are selling you growth hacks through courses and masterminds which will yield zero results. So if you're not looking for another ghostwriter or lead gen agency that will give you a grandiose pitch of you signing 5 new clients every single month, which we know it's just BS, then obviously this is the right place for you to be. We don't pitch you nonsense offers, which we know we can get you results. So let's dive into the exact process on how you can turn your LinkedIn into a client acquisition channel for your business. So step one is obviously optimizing your profile. This is probably the easiest step, but the point is just to see who you help, how you help them, and what you can actually give them and the value you provide. So, the example of a good profile is something like this. This is from Maria Villalba. She's a fractional CFO for B2B SaaS, and it's a very simple profile. She just says who she works with and the revenue range which she's qualifying, who her ICP is. Another good example I like here is Ty, and he calls out his ICP, which is B2B founders make 10 to 50k plus per month by booking 5 to 10 plus sales calls per week on LinkedIn, which is like a really good headline and profile. He's calling out his ICP using his offer. And then the third one is Nick here. He says, I send 2 million plus cold emails and 1 million LinkedIn DMs per month for 1,000 plus active clients. So he's actually saying what he does, which is like a good way to differentiate yourself in the lead gen niche. So that's a pretty good profile. And so the second step is actually creating your offer. So what I see a lot on LinkedIn is most founders think what they do is actually their offer, which is a really, really big mistake because what they do is different while the outcome they give businesses is the offer. So a quick example. So if you are a fractional CFO for B2B SaaS like Maria above, your offer could be I'll help you find hidden cash leaks and profit gaps and funding readiness issues in your SaaS company in 7 days. That would be something a SaaS founder would be really interested in because it's a clear value proposition and something he might actually want to solve in his business. And so another example, let's say if you run a tax consulting firm or if you're a tax consultant, your offer could be I'll help you add an extra 60k per year in profit by reducing your tax expenses and cleaning your books, which is like a really good offer. Like I know plenty of business owners who probably jump on a call if they hear something like this because it's clear and it's there's a clear ROI if you invest money into your service because you have a clear offer. And then the third step is obviously your content pillars and content strategy build out. This is where a lot of founders go wrong. They optimize for likes, views, and comments, which are just vanity metrics. In my opinion, they don't actually move the needle when it comes to revenue. What you want to optimize for is lead qualification and buying signals instead, which in turn gets you booked calls. So the four types of content pillars you need is first of all authority and thought leadership content. Case studies, so this comprise of case studies, client results, and opinions on industry trends. So these are what is actually happening in your industry. Another really good one which is working right now on LinkedIn are lead magnets. So you can create a good resource which you know it could be valuable to your ICP, and you can position them in a sort of lead magnet manner. And that would be the comment X, and I'll send you why it's been blown off on LinkedIn, and it's also a really good way to create leads. And then the third type is educational and technical content. These are basically how to post and breakdowns on how you solve certain problems in your industry in certain scenarios for your clients or for your potential clients. So this could be, let's say, you run a fractional CFO service. So you could say if my client is burning X amount of X in revenue, I can do this, and that, and I'll solve the problem for them. That's basically how to content. And then the next one is business struggles and story content. This is probably the best type of content you can have in your arsenal, because it's the differentiator that positions you as a one-of-one personal brand in your niche, because your stories, values, and struggles cannot be copied by anyone. Your results, your case studies, some of them can actually be copied, like I've seen it happen a lot, but your stories, that is actually really unique to only you and you alone. The next one is hot takes and controversial opinions and also point of view. So this is where you voice out opinions that are controversial in your industry, but you believe in them, and a specific segment of your ICP also believes in them. So this could be something, you know, something that's really people, it shakes the table, and people sometimes get heated into an argument, but it's something that a lot of your potential clients actually believe in, and you also believe in them too. So I'm going to show you an example of a hot take post we wrote for one of our clients. He runs an ad creative agency for DC brands, and this post actually got him a big call. So it goes like this: most agencies are going to hate me for this, but I genuinely believe most brands that want to scale past 500K per month and even reach 1 million per month should learn how to create win as themselves. And he said, yes, I said that, even though he runs an agency. And so the point here is to shake the table and see something that a lot of your competitors and also some people in your market will be, yeah, we don't actually agree with that, but that's the whole point. You want to voice at what's actually in your ICP's head, and so they can see you as someone different, as a standout account in your industry. And then the first step you actually take to make sure we book calls on LinkedIn for our clients, and this is very important, it's list building and prospecting, because a lot of founders I see on LinkedIn actually just post content and hope the LinkedIn algorithm will just feed them to the right people, and then they just have people just booking in with them and hopping on sales calls and giving them money, which a lot of the time it doesn't really happen. They believe the LinkedIn advice of building your personal brand and waiting for clients to to knock on your door, which in my opinion is absolute BS. You should actually be going and DMing those clients so you can turn them into calls and revenue for your business. So what we do instead is build a verified clean list for your ICP using, mostly we use SalesNav or Listkit, but SalesNav is probably the best. And then once we build the list, we send them connection requests. That way, we will immediately begin targeting your ICP and start getting in front of your ideal customers. And also, I actually really like outbound because you have much more control on the targeting instead of just posting content and waiting for the algorithm to bring you leads that are most of the time not even qualified. Most inbound leads we get from our content, it's like probably you could say 40 to 50%. All of them are unqualified. They're just people who aren't really making much money, and they just want to pick pick your head and see what they can get in return. Step 5 is outbound campaigns and connection requests. So you'll be sending automated connection requests to your ICP using Hayrich or ZeroWalk, and yes, your account won't get suspended or anything. These tools are well used on LinkedIn by some of your favorite crews to build pipeline. We've actually used it for like 2 months on one of our client accounts, and actually nothing happened because we are fully compliant, and it's also we only send connection requests. We don't automate messages or any of those fancy dead outreach scripts you receive from SDRs or LinkedIn. Those are just really a waste of time, in my opinion. So step 6 is lead nurture, enrichment, and appointment booking systems in your DMs. So you'll send personalized DMs to qualified leads in your connections. Of course, we'll also create lead magnets resources on Dove for you too, so we can lead the sales conversation with value and get a high amount of interested leads, because you don't just want to come and be pitching people on your service without actually providing them any upfront value. It's basically just going to waste a lot of people's time, and you'll be burning through leads without actually booking them into those calls. So the main goal here would be provide value upfront, start conversations before we pitch them on our services or offer. So that's how you should actually lead any appointment booking process you're actually dealing with. So, and then the sixth step is follow-ups. So we'll be sending 6 to 7 follow-ups across different touch points until the leads turn into booked calls, or say they're actually not interested in your service, which is basically the point. Once they say they're not interested, we leave them and we just give them some more value, and then you just disappear, and then maybe you follow up in maybe 2 to 3 months time and see if they actually change their mind, because you never know what could happen. And then the last step is obviously data tracking and lead management. So we'll be keeping tabs on connection request acceptance rates, positive reply rates on our DMs, negative reply rates, calls, and appointment booking rates, so we can see what's actually happening with your account. And so if you want to sign 2 to 3 new high ticket clients in the next 90 days with your LinkedIn account, feel free to send me a DM and we'll see if you're a good match for us. If not, I hope you get value from this, and you can also ask me any questions you have in the DMs, and I'll be happy to help. So, peace.